The Swallowed Star anime has now reached a stage where Luo Feng and others are retreating from the Boundary Realm, indicating the conclusion of the Boundary Realm instance. As the most precious treasure in the Boundary Realm, the ownership of the Spatial Law inheritance has sparked a dispute between Hegra, the Lord of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, and Jiang Tianchen, the Lord of the Tree X Mountain. So, who ultimately obtained this Spatial Law inheritance? Let's find out together. 01. One person got duped, Hegra lost big time. Firstly, let's talk about Hegra, the Lord of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. In this instance, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire invested a lot of manpower and resources. Led by the 9th princess of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, Brolin, the empire finally obtained 2 of the 3 passwords to the Spatial Law Inheritance Crystal Ball. They were only 1 step away from obtaining the Crystal Ball. However, the last password ended up in Jiang Tianchen's hands, so Jiang Tianchen proposed a condition for an exchange. Jiang Tianchen proposed many conditions, and the price to be paid was also significant. However, in the end, Hegra chose to compromise and agreed to Jiang Tianchen's conditions. However, Hegra was duped because there was no so-called Spatial Law inheritance inside the crystal ball. Instead, there was only a recording left by Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm, mocking those who exchanged for the crystal ball. This was because Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm, was pursued and killed after obtaining the Spatial Law. He left the crystal ball as a mockery to those who sought to seize the Spatial Law. In the end, Hegra became the scapegoat, not only spending a huge price, but also being ridiculed by Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm. 02. 2 people profited big time, Thunder God struck gold. However, some people made big profits, mainly 2 individuals. Firstly, it's Jiang Tianchen, the Lord of the Tree X Mountain, who sold the last password to Hegra. He obtained many treasures from Hegra and didn't lose anything. If Jiang Tianchen had competed with Hegra for the Spatial Law inheritance, he would have ended up like Hegra. The second person is the Thunder God. Although the Thunder God didn't play a significant role in this instance, he profited the most. It wasn't the protagonist Luo Feng, but the Thunder God, who was always idling around, that profited the most in this instance. This was because the Thunder God unexpectedly obtained Kobo's inheritance, which included the Spatial Law inheritance. Besides, there were many treasures left by Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm. It can be said that he struck gold. The reason Thunder God was chosen is that his abilities are very similar to those of Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm. Both are adept at using the power of lightning, and Thunder God's talent is also excellent, so he was chosen by Fog Lord as the successor. After the instance ended, Fog Lord secretly hid among the treasures Luo Feng exchanged, and after being discovered by the Thunder God, became the Thunder God's proxy teacher, similar to the relationship between Babetta and Luo Feng. Some people still don't recognize the old man in front of them. In fact, he is the Thunder God's intelligent life form, similar to Babetta, but his evolution is not complete. It's confusing why many people believe he has an extremely twisted psyche, even to the point of being considered abnormal. Like Babetta, as intelligent life forms, why didn't he assist the Thunder God in rising and instead fell far behind in cultivation compared to Hong and Luo Feng? When they first entered the Boundary Realm, more than tens of thousands of adventurers gathered before the Thunder Castle, firmly believing that the treasure of Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm, was hidden here. However, the 9th princess failed to find any treasures, only to hear Fog Lord's laughter echoing in her ears. This situation made Luo Feng and others unable to help but suspect whether Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm, reached the realm of immortality in the last moments of his life. Babotta's explanation dispelled their doubts. It turned out that this was just an auxiliary ability left by Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm. Babetta was worried because he knew that millennia of loneliness could make any intelligent life form psychologically twisted. Indeed, Fog Lord seemed kind and friendly on the surface, publicly revealing the treasures of Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm, and pricing them openly. However, he secretly leaked the identities of the exchanges, causing conflicts among powers. His bystander approach not only caused Luo Feng to encounter numerous difficulties, but also made the 9th princess chase him persistently. As a result, Luo Feng suffered and became the target of the 9th princess. During the last exchange of treasures, Luo Feng finally saw through Fog Lord's scheme and realized that the conflict with the 9th princess might have been instigated by him. Although the conflict was provoked by people, everything seemed too late. It was impossible to reverse Iron Lanha's death. Although Luo Feng was angry, he couldn't retaliate against Fog Lord. Surprisingly, Fog Lord hid himself in the Thunder Gods, exchanged thunder magic, generously giving Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm's inheritance, to the Thunder God. Therefore, Luo Feng could no longer hold Fog Lord accountable, but Babetta would never let go of this psychologically twisted old man. When they met, it was a confrontation. Although Mu Lord appeared as a kind old man, he had lived for tens of millions of years. However, compared with Babetta, he appeared far less knowledgeable. And Babotta's effortless silence towards Fog Lord naturally became the norm. Even though Thunder God accepted the inheritance, he could only undergo brutal training under the strict guidance of Wu Lord. Thunder God secluded himself for 2 years, greatly increasing his strength, but still couldn't surpass Hong, rendering Fog Lord's efforts futile. Although Hong relied on the inheritance, he received generous teachings of the Meteor Ink star technique from Luo Feng. Although Babetta didn't have much understanding of warrior cultivation, Hong, through his own exploration, still managed to firmly suppress Thunder God. The strength and influence of Luo Feng far surpassed that of Thunder God. This made Thunder God realize that his efforts were insufficient compared to Luo Feng and Hong's outstanding performances, prompting him to invest more effort into cultivation. Despite this, Thunder God still struggled to keep up with Luo Feng and Hong. Fortunately, Luo Feng and Hong never neglected Thunder God. They provided him with ample cultivation resources, and Hong even recommended Thunder God to experts like Lord of Virtual Gold for guidance. It was these aids that enabled Thunder God to keep up, barely trailing behind the two. In the original work, just after the treasure hunt ended, the entire Black Dragon Mountain region descended into chaos. Many small factions of families who managed to seize 1 or 2 treasures in the Boundary Realm ended up facing disasters. It's important to note that the strongest individuals within many organizations or families are only at the Domain Lord level, and many families don't even have strong individuals at the Domain Lord level, such as the Nolanshan family. Of course, during the Boundary Realm battle, Nolanshan's forces were completely wiped out, ending up with nothing. As for the treasures left by Kobo, the Lord of Thunder Realm, they naturally became the target of many Black Dragon Mountain Lords or Domain Lords, especially those who lacked strength and were eager to make a move, even resorting to killing both sellers and buyers during transactions. Of Kobo's 312 treasures, Luo Feng managed to seize 49, with the help of his promotion to the cosmic level by Mo Yunvine. However, Luo Feng only picked 1 treasure, ranked 28th, the Sky-Cutting Blade, to give to Ming Yu, which greatly excited Ming Yu. After all, as a Domain Lord, Ming Yu couldn't afford such treasures with his entire fortune. Ming Yu waved his hand and directly transferred 20 billion cosmic coins and 100 life planets to Luo Feng. You should know that 20 billion cosmic coins are equivalent to about 66 trillion Qianwu coins. Ming Yu even sold the Sky-Cutting Blade to a lord of the 3X mountain right in front of Luo Feng. So, how much are the remaining 48 treasures worth to Luo Feng? Luo Feng was quite calculating. He told Ming Yu that he only seized this 1 treasure, while he used Mo Yunbo's 5-star account through the Universal Star River Bank's item consignment service to sell the other treasures all over the universe. Not only did he avoid exposing his identity, but he also made a substantial profit. But Luo Feng isn't the biggest winner of the Boundary Realm treasure hunt. When the Earth's 3 brothers divided the money, Hong didn't ask for a share. He just asked Luo Feng to buy him a live fruit. Thunder God also didn't ask for a share because Luo Feng had previously exchanged a set of Thunder and Lightning technique for him, and it was precisely this set of Thunder and Lightning technique left by Kobo that allowed Thunder God to win without a fight. The Thunder and Lightning technique was divided into 5 sets in total, but Thunder God found that the 5th set didn't contain any technique but instead contained an intelligence, Fog Lord, left by Kobo. When Thunder God entered the 5th set with the chip, Fog Lord directly congratulated Thunder God on becoming Kobo's disciple. Luo Feng was a little confused. This scene was exactly the same as when he became a disciple of Mo Yunbo, the owner of the Meteor Ink star. In other words, Thunder God obtained Kobo's inheritance and became a disciple of the deceased Kobo. Hong believed that since Kobo coincidentally passed on the inheritance to Thunder God, he must have arranged everything for Thunder God. Thunder God himself also believed that he clearly gained the most benefits from the Boundary Realm battle. If we review it, it becomes clearer. Hegra was duped by Kobo to get the first treasure inheritance crystal ball, losing big time. Everyone was crazily exchanging Kobo's treasures, but nobody paid attention to Kobo's techniques. Only those who could truly exchange for the techniques were the ones who revered Kobo's abilities with thunder and lightning technique. So, which is more important for those below the Lord level, exchanging treasures for money, or learning the abilities of a Lord? Although Kobo couldn't match Moyonbo's strength, in the Black Dragon Mountain region, Kobo's strength as a Lord was already quite high. Wouldn't you say that Thunder God effortlessly won?